to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Usually I have my laptop screen with the light on too, but right now, there's a game on.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, that's cool, man. We might have some live stuff to talk about right then, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, we're back. Hockey's back. The Jackets are back. Unfortunately for us, Jay is not back. So our poor analytics nerd, our poor buddy, is out sick. But I want to welcome Lance back, everybody. Our buddy from Brew Jackets is here to help me out.
Hell yeah, brother. Glad to join you again. It's always a fun time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, big guy, right?
Absolutely. I'm opening up one soon, but I gotta get. Oops, sorry that came through the mic.
It's fine.
I gotta get. This is my one soda a month. I needed some caffeine today. I was dragging out work. It was rainy and dreary.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started about work. I had a rough night last night.
Bummer.
It was.
Speaking of rough nights.
Yeah, but first of all, you know who else is back?
Who's that?
Our friends at DraftKings with our Kepi Keepers segment.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so Kepi Keepers are back in the NFL. Because we still got to talk about some football for a bit. We're in full swing with the NFL. DraftKings Sportsbook looking for new customers and hooking them up with an offer that's even stronger than this league's revenue is. Bet $5 on any game this week and score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings, everybody, if you've already signed up, if you're with us, if you're, not, of course, use our promo code for it first. Any and all can take advantage of a nice little treat, good little sweetener, every game day this October. So we take a look here, if I can just grab.
You looking at the Cleveland game or Cincinnati or anything?
Looking at just anything.
Look at the Cleveland game. Look at the Cleveland game.
You want the Cleveland game?
Look at it. Look at it. All right. It's a little rough.
Well, because some of these money lines are actually pretty wild when you look at like how different everything is.
We almost have the biggest gap except for the Giants and Bills. So
this
is no advice. This is no advice.
No. If we're looking at the Cleveland game in particular, the money line for that, it's a plus 380 on the Browns and a minus 500 on the Niners.
Damn, it's almost worth putting like $10 on the Browns, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see what I do.
I've never been the biggest guy when it comes to like how the odds work. I've had it explained to me before, but like I don't, The
lower the minus, the better, according to these odds.
Like the pluses and the minuses are always kind of weird to me. I think what's the biggest one? Like here it is. The Giants and Bills. It's a minus 1,200 on the Bills and a plus 750 for the Giants. Wow. So that's a game you guys should look at probably, right?
Yeah.
But you can get in on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. That's code THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles in Louisiana, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. It's Kepi Keeper time.
Do it. Code THPN. Don't forget it.
Exactly. Yes. Don't forget the promo code when you sign it. It helps us out all the time. Helps me out. Helps Lance and Brew Jackets out. It helps everybody on this network out. Kepi Keepers, you know how these work, right? It's like it's shouting out a player of the game, shouting out like who you thought looked good, or just kind of anybody special.
I want to give a shout out to the one and only Jake Bean for the first goal of the season,
Big old can of
especially
beans, love it.
as a defender. You know, I mean, that's awesome that he stepped up and was able to like sink one in. I mean, I was there at the game,
Yeah,
and
and I want to talk about that in a minute when this is
oh yeah,
up. But like, Bean and Boakfist are two guys. We know Zach does this all the time.
yeah,
Zach jumps up and rushes all the time. You want to see that from a young guy like Jake Bean more, or Bokey. Like either one, they're obviously both really young kids, but they're trying to get to that point in their career where they need to shape into something.
yeah. Follow Zach's lead, and
And I
Jake
mean,
was injured a bunch. This could be his breakout year. We
if
don't know.
if Jake stays healthy, because he and Z, like, obviously most of that decor was torn to shreds last year. Um, if Jake is healthy, if Z is healthy, and we'll get to Z, when we get to the game, um, it could be big for that defense core to have these guys stay healthy, keep a place in the lineup. And who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just didn't really we didn't even get like a barely of a much of a sample of him last year. He just got injured right away, and he is 25, so this would be about his prime.
This needs to be make or break time because Boki's a little bit younger.
Mhm.
So he's still got a little bit of time to shape into something. But at the same time, both Bean and Vogfist are, kind of trait chips at this point. So we don't know.
Right.
Um, Mine is actually it's not going to a player. I'm gonna give a very, very special shout out to our big play-by-play guy. I want to
Oh
give a big shout
yeah.
out to Jeff Rimmer
Oh yeah.
because this is going to be his last hurrah. Jeff Rimmer is retiring after the end of this season. And he's done a lot of good work for us over how many years? At least a decade and a
Oh
half,
man,
right?
it's like
Like,
20 or more.
because I
No,
remember he was
isn't it
with
20? He left for a while.
he. I don't know Jeff's exact timeline. I know he's been in broadcasting for ages. He was with the Caps for a while with
In
McLaughlin.
Calgary. That's where he began.
Okay,
He's from Calgary too.
that's fair.
Um, long time. So he spent 10 seasons with the Caps,
Yep.
11 years with the Florida Panthers,
Oh,
and
yep.
2 decades with the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is his, yeah, 20th
So
year. That's
big.
insane, dude.
So him and Mike Todd have been around the same time. I want to shout out our
Since the
buddy Mike
beginning.
because he's been friend of the show, Mr. Todd. So shouting out Mike, shouting out Rimmer. I want this year to be a good year, not for just the players, not for a make or break for the management. I want this to be a good year for Rims,
Yeah.
you know,
So you can have some good calls this year
as long as he can remember who's who.
and pronounce them correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, he
We gotta
ain't
get a
getting
little
no
dig of
younger.
that because like he does that. Like
Yeah.
he's one of those guys that does mispronounce a lot of guys and confuses a lot of guys.
I mean, honestly, if he like came out at the end of his career and was like, I did that shit on purpose, like I would lose it. I would like be like, dude, that's hilarious. Like
That's such a wild. It's man.
it's a, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, this is but that's the first Kepi keeper of the season. Jake Bean for the first goal of the year, and Rimmer for saluting a guy for doing really good work for us for a really long time. It's gonna be weird because like Jay and I are huge Rick Jenner guys, and for what Rick did for Buffalo, for over 50 years, it's gonna be weird trying to figure out who takes Jeff's place.
If there's any absolutely possible way for someone to do it, Mike McElligott, the radio host.
Bob.
Why did I say Mike? Sorry, dude. I'm half watching this game. Bob
'Cause
McElligott, and then Dylan Tyrer could take Bob McElligott's place.
Ooh, Dylan on radio full time.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I'm
would be
just that's
fun.
the way I see it. I mean, I know obviously, McElligott probably has his own contract with was it 90.1 or something like that? The fan
97.1. Yeah.
97.1. I don't live in Columbus. I don't know. But
No,
yeah,
you're fair.
but
You're
I
fine.
listened to it. I mean, honestly, last year, for certain games, and New York just scored 50-something.
Wow, that was quick.
Ouch. That's rough. Anyway,
We've done it's the return of live games happening while we're recording at the same time.
so it is.
We did
This
this
is when I got
all
time.
the time last year, bro.
Yeah. Well, I get some of our live reactions. That can be entertaining for some people.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, Rimmer, he's just, he brings good energy to every broadcast. I don't care if he gets a name. Well, I kind of do care if he gets some names wrong, but his calls always have that kind of energy, right? I was gonna say Jody, but like he's so much better as just an analyst. And I mean, don't get me wrong, love Jody and his work, but he's such a brilliant color guy.
Yes. His commentary on stuff. I love his point of view, especially as a professional player, especially as a former enforcer.
Mhm.
I love hearing from Jody Shelley, but I feel like, I think he could do it. But I don't know where he want to do it. And then also, I mean, okay, so there's some other possibilities there. Personally, John Giesenschlag, I would not have him do it. He's already doing the Red stuff too. So he does Columbus and the Cincinnati Reds.
Brian is just really a studio kind of guy.
I
And don't
like
get
him
me
a
wrong,
lot.
I
Yeah.
love Brian. Love his work. Grand Pierre could be fun.
He could be a very good. I think he's got a fast, sharp mind with it. He was also a player. And I think he could be a fantastic one. But if you want somebody with the real play-by-play experience, Bob McElligott.
Yeah, because Bob, having done it for us for such a number of years as radio, it's a little different doing it for TV, but you're still not really that visible, except for a little bit. When they do show the booth, like here and there. So who knows? Like, I think Bob could do it.
Yeah, sure. He had to tone back the descriptors a little bit, but I think it would be I'd be
But
here
yeah,
for it.
because you're watching it, you can actually
Yeah.
see what's going on.
Yeah, but I love his energy though too. I mean, some of his calls just to me are iconic anymore. And they play him at the beginning of like the radio radio broadcasts, like advertised for him and stuff.
And like
And
he gets airtime from hype videos, and like it's interesting because Bob has catchphrases,
yes.
right? Bob actually
Right.
has catchphrases.
Yeah. I forget who did the preseason stuff. I wanted to say like
I
they
don't know.
only
I didn't
had
watch
the
any.
radio. Right on. Because like they do different stuff. I want to say it was like just like the radio guys there or something. Like they didn't have the commentary on the road.
Could have been.
Oh no, like Jean Luc and
Oh
Jody
no, I
Schleck.
think I
I
think
don't want to
Jean-Luc did
misspeak here.
some.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again, that's preseason. But now we're into the real thing. We're live as game, like we're recording as game 2 of 82 is live. But let's talk about game 1. You were there for the blue carpet, for the plaza
Yeah.
party, for the march, for all that fun stuff. How was that?
Dude, honestly, that was one of the best times I've had in a long time.
Mhm.
It was the single most fun hockey event I went to. Yeah, we lost, we know that. But besides that, I got to meet, my co-host for the first time in real life. I got to meet
Really? You
some
finally met Kevin?
yeah. Yeah, he's from out in Illinois area,
Okay.
suburb of Chicago somewhere. And Yeah, we had not been able to. He comes in for 2 times a year for the opening 2 games, and then I think like the final 2, or at least the final one, and we did the March then. So
Right.
he started the March
Yeah, I
with
remember all
Union
of
Blue
this.
Soldier. Yeah.
Right.
And so now the Jackets have made it an official Columbus Blue Jackets event, and
That's
it's just
really cool
huge.
for him. Like
Yeah.
that's just cool for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
It is really neat.
shout outs to Kevin for
Yeah.
just like guys like Kevin and guys like Matt and Jordan. Matt formerly artillery, Jordan who's
Yeah.
the ringleader of the artillery guys.
I met them
Love
too.
love those guys to death. Like
I met so many people that I hadn't got to meet before. The one dude, I don't know if you know who Boomer is on Twitter. I've met him
oh,
before, but I met him again. Little
Little
Boomer,
Boomer. I
yeah.
met him once. He's
And then
fantastic dude.
Zach and oh man, there's just so many. I don't
There's
even know if
so
I can
many
name them
people,
all.
right? Like,
But we all met up by the cannon. So
and I
like
mean, I miss so many people too. I miss Ellie, um, Danny, all of them.
Um, yeah, I met the CB Objective lead, Laura and Jeremy. They were
Oh, you
wonderful
met our
people.
favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know Laura was from the town I'm from. Small
Yeah.
world.
Small
I
world.
live 2 hours away from Columbus, so
There you go. Well, so does Jay.
yeah.
Like I only met Jay once, like years and years ago.
Oh yeah.
I still have that picture somewhere. We were like babies, man. Like
That's awesome. Yeah, I took a bunch of hockey cards with me,
yeah.
and I was passing them out left and right. I mean, I had some people tag me on Twitter saying they got them, and that was cool. I figured, I don't know, like the idea came to me from last year at the Guardians game, where they went to the division final. The workers were handing out little packs of baseball cards. You know, it wasn't just for like Guardians cards, but you know,
Just
it was, and I still
yeah.
have them, and that is a sweet memory attached to those for
Mhm.
that thing. So I thought maybe it'd be cool. I handed some out to like some kids and whatnot too, just to.
Of course.
Oh, well,
But well, I mean, like the game
there's
itself
the
was
second one.
all right. That's fine. Um, the story of this game, other than Jeff misremembering who Cam Atkinson is for an empty
Oh
netter.
no! Oh no!
Uh,
Really? Oh
he
wait, did he?
called. I think he called it a Konechny goal or a Couturier goal, and it was poor Cammy.
That
And
hurts a little bit.
Cam looked a little too excited to score that empty netter. I'm be honest.
Yeah. Well, he did have to at least like fight for a bit by getting there first. I mean, I think he had a little bit of a head start, but like, I mean,
So
they
all
were
right,
both going hard.
yeah. So just kind of running through the box score a little bit, just tiny bit. Konechny scored the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Konechny, and then we answered back, and then
Yeah. Dude.
and that was
Continue,
Jake, and then 2-1, and just kind of what the game itself was a little bit of a slog. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong, watching games again is great. And it was interesting to try to track a game again on TV
Yeah.
and do the puck watching and all that stuff. But I was really more interested in looking out for individual guys. Adam Fantilli, especially one of them, the birthday boy making his debut on his birthday, which was great.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to Adam too for getting his first NHL point. I'm surprised you didn't pick Adam.
Well, it was sweet to see. It was sick.
First NHL
I mean,
point, primary assist
and
on
his
the Bean
birthday.
goal.
Yeah. I just, I mean, other than that too, I mean, with Dean's play the whole Bean, not Dean, with Bean's play the whole game, I think he was solid, and it's so weird that he like stuck out amongst everyone else. Gaudreau,
Yeah.
Line, Boone Jenner, which
Actually, I
man,
have somewhere. I
it was
have
like
like
him,
6.
like Fantilli and um Texier were like the 3 best on the ice, I thought.
I have like 6 different takeaways from this game.
Yeah, well,
First and foremost, we hope Zach's okay.
yes.
And
Dear
we did
God.
get updates from that over the last couple of days. He's only going to miss a week or 2.
Yeah.
David Juracek getting the call up from Cleveland. Big hopes for the big dog, for the big Alan Walsh client.
Exciting.
Very exciting I mean, it stinks that it's this early, but I mean, like, he's a kid that we've been excited for ever since he got drafted, right? But we really hope he's okay. Luckily, it's only technically a bruise.
Second goal didn't count.
Oh, good.
It was offsides.
Hey, an offside actually for us this time.
The other
Look
way.
at that.
Yes.
But yes, we hope Zach's okay. He's only going to miss a week or 2. Technically, it's only a bruise in his knee.
Yeah.
He'll be okay, we think. Adam looks friggin' amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Adam Fantilli, this kid was already flying out there. He was hitting guys. He was blocking shots. He was doing everything already. It's like, really want to impress on your birthday, right?
Yeah, he had a couple of shots too.
A couple of really good looks.
Close.
And he actually, tonight, when we're recording this against the Rangers, he gets the top line audition with Patty on the left of Patrick Laine and Texier.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude,
Texier's on the other one.
From the other night, with those 3, that's who deserves it. I ain't trying to knock anyone. I'm just saying, looking at that game, those 3 deserve it.
Elvis was mostly solid.
Yeah.
The first goal was kind of soft. I'm going to be honest. The first goal was pretty soft. Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of fair for, it's your first game of the year. You got to get a little bit.
Wasn't it just a straight breakaway though? Like it was just one on one or one on none.
I thought that was the second one. But like one of those was pretty soft, and it was just like, I don't know, early game. Well, like early season jitters, you got to shake them out early, right?
Yeah.
Give up your bad habits pretty early. Provorov Severson as a second pair looks okay. It looks okay mostly. Like, it's fine. Provorov, we know he's prone to turnovers. We know Sevo is prone to a lot of mistakes.
Being caught up too far a little bit, maybe sometimes.
Scoring on his own net a lot. Poor Damon. But like, for the most part, they look like a really solid pair together. I'm surprised that Pazzi split them for this game against New York.
Yeah, he may have done that because of the addition for Juracek and in losing Werenski as well.
Yeah, I just hope that Goody, as listed as a first pair guy, doesn't get a lot of time.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think he had the worst plus minus of anyone last year.
Good Branson? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The PP, the power play, needs major work.
Dude.
Again. Oh my God, this power play. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. We know that was only game 1. We know, guys. Yeah. Like, some of y'all need to chill. Some of your reactions, like, already, wanting to put guys on a pike. We need to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to throw the towel in already. Like,
we're not throwing towels in. We're not immediately selling the farm. Come on. We're literally in the middle of watching game 2, essentially.
Right.
There's 80 games left. But again, the power play, I think they said that Mark Recchi was going to be kind of in charge of that, right?
I think I heard that as well.
But
I've also heard that like they aren't like specific coaches for specific parts or something.
I think Devils fans did have a point saying, like, don't let him near your power play as much.
Yeah, that was rough to watch. I remember there's a guy I made friends with that was next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we went on a power play I think near the end of the fourth period before.
Sluggish. So sluggish.
Yeah. And I looked at him and I go, dude, we have to score this power play. And they
It was
didn't.
the third
And
one.
then
And I was just like, no, do it now.
yes. And like they didn't, and then almost immediately got scored on like right after they didn't. So that's what happens. It gives the other team a little bit of momentum when they're like, oh shit, we just killed that. And like then
Yes.
like they come in with like kind of pumped and it can just carry the momentum there.
And I mean, it depends on if you already get a break of the guy who's coming out of the box. You gotta play really smart when you have guys coming in and out of the penalty box, when you're on like changes. It's all weird when it's all moving parts like that.
Yeah.
But yes, the power play needs a ton of work, especially when it comes to urgency. Because that was such a slow power play. And they couldn't. I don't care. Even strength, power play, you need to work on breakouts. How long were we stuck in our own zone? Every period.
They couldn't clear it.
Couldn't clear it. You couldn't find a simple breakout to the blue line, anything?
And like it's not necessarily for the lack of trying, but
No.
it just seemed like they weren't trying hard. Like I don't know, and maybe that's so easy to say from like up in the stands looking down,
Yeah.
but also
As a fan, like I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of, well, you can't play. Like,
sorry, I'm ruining the surprise for you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We got something. Who we got?
We got a goal.
Who we got?
There's the cannon. Boom.
Who is it?
Go. Boone Jenner.
Captain Boone. Let's go.
I
First
love
goal of the
that
season for the captain. Love it.
I love that Captain Boone Jenner literally has the same initials as CBJ. I love it.
That's perfect, right?
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. But yes, power play needs a ton of work. Although I do like the unit setup.
Yeah.
Like having guys like Patty, Johnny, Kirill, and Boone on your first unit, and then your second unit being someone like Fantilli, KJ. You know what I mean? Like
Four forwards.
They have really, really good forward setup for the power play units. It's just they got to put it together.
They need some offense that maybe plays a tiny bit of defense, though. Then I understand the one defender for it, but like
get a two-way forward in there. Yeah,
we almost got scored on our own power play.
Yes, get a two-way forward in there. Absolutely. And then my last big takeaway. Patrick Laine at center is super fun.
Yeah.
He's like, don't get me wrong. We know what Patrick Laine brings to the table, and he's working on his face-offs. He won a lot of face-offs the other night. He won a decent chunk of face-offs.
Yeah.
And he wants the big competition. That's the big thing for a guy like Patrick Laine is that hunger. Wanting the McDavids, wanting the Matthews, wanting the Sids.
And
wanting those big matchups.
Yeah, wanting to catch up to him and not afraid to throw his body around some.
That's a huge thing for a guy like him now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got to remember this kid is like 6'5" and he's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
And that's another thing when it comes to his overall development. Because last year, his biggest development was his playmaking. This kid can pass. Like, the first couple of years in the league, all he was known for was his shot.
Yeah.
Now we know that this kid can really, really pass.
And that was huge because other than him and some other small exceptions in the game, that was another thing that I was kind of bothered by again. And it was just dude, it's one game. I'm just talking about this one game, not these guys' whole season. But that was one thing last year that I thought was kind of rough as well.
Was just everybody like tape to tape, crisp.
Tape to tape. I say that so many times in a game, I'm just like, please, his stick was right there. He's right there. Why 15 feet in front of him? Like
Right.
2 or 3 to lead him. Yeah, that's one thing, but you know,
Yeah, don't
it's
throw
first
it
game.
way too.
It's first game.
I mean, yeah, it's game one. They'll fix it. Like it's fine. Tough start for the Pazzi era, huh?
Yeah.
Especially that the neon knee with Zach,
Dude.
this poor guy. And of course, it's Garnet Hathaway. It's always a guy like Garnet Hathaway, right?
Always a bitch like Garnet Hathaway. Oh, I'm so salty about that.
You know what's really funny? The whole time that everything else is happening afterwards, because keep this in mind. We have Eric Goodbranson.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really wanted to see a replay, like either a role reversal or a reenactment of Garnet spitting on Eric or Eric spitting on Garnet. Do you remember this?
I remember that. Yeah, they got some history.
When Goodbranson was a duck and Garnet was a capital.
Yeah.
I really wanted Eric to spit on Garnet Hathaway.
Yeah.
But
you know,
no, Eric was right there. He did nothing.
He, unfortunately, in that situation, maybe he should have
you
like
can't
grabbed
do
him.
anything. Like if you're the only one, don't. Yeah,
Right.
I understand that.
Because he looked at it, he's like, "Oh shit, Zach might be out for the game," and then at that moment, because of the instigator part of the penalty, he could have. You can't risk.
Don't lose two bodies for one.
Right. You just can't risk a game misconduct. So while that did bother me, I wish someone would have at least like just came up and like pushed him up against the wall, be like,
give him
"What's
a
your
shove.
problem?" Yeah.
Give him a
Just
shove.
a little
Do
chuck or something.
Cole was all over some of that. Did you see some
Dude,
of it?
he was, and they were all over Cole.
Silly had himself a fun little physical night. That was kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
And I mean, like picking up for Patty when Patty was off on the wing, and that was a thing that I enjoyed with Cole there, having a guy that has center experience to pick up for a guy like Patrick Laine who doesn't. Right?
Yeah. No, and that's so cool. I mean, he's past his sophomore slump. You know, he's 20 years old. He's really getting into the groove here in the NHL. He dropped his baggage.
He dropped his yep.
I'm hoping for a silly revenge tour this year, man. That's what I'm hoping.
And it's going to be silly.
It's gonna be offsides again. New York scored another one, but
I saw the Z-Bad notification, but they're calling it off. All right. Yeah.
I think.
And now I will say that a lot of bottom six guys had some good moments. Some of the bottom six guys had some really bad moments. Sean Corrali, fantastic on that PK, and we know this.
Yeah.
Like we know Sean is that kind of player.
Yeah.
Perfect penalty killer. He was masterful. It was like literally, it was like watching an artist paint on those penalty kills. It was great. Here's my question to you. What's Jack Roslovic up to these days?
Absolutely nothing in that game. Absolutely could have not played, and I wouldn't have even noticed. Honestly, now look.
What does he do?
One game.
What does he do?
He has a body in there. He misses shots.
He misses shots. Dude, this goes back to at least the end of last year for me. The guy doesn't do anything. I love that he's a hometown kid. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Really cool to get hometown talent, right? We still have like 3 other guys that are from the area that play so much harder than this guy.
Yeah.
He's nowhere to be found. The only times I ever noticed number 96 were slowly carrying a puck in on an entrance. It was it. It was like 3 different times.
Yeah. Even me and the guy next to me, he had mentioned it too. He's like, dude, what is who's that 96 guy? I haven't seen him in there much. Because he isn't that quite as hardcore, whatever. That's maybe myself.
Casual guy,
like,
yeah.
That's nobody. You ain't gotta worry about it, man.
That's no wow. That's wow.
It's harsh. Look, first game, I know. I'm being critical.
It's not the first game.
Mm. Not for Rossi. Yeah.
He came over in the Patrick Laine trade.
With
this
Pazzi
guy
as his coach.
With Pazzi as his coach. He had Pazzi before. They both had Pazzi before. He knows how this coach works. He knows John Tortorella hockey, obviously, because he came over when John was still here. He knows how to play hard. Play the game, Jack. Skate. Do something.
Drink a Red Bull or something, man. I don't know. Like,
do anything. Like, show him you're there. And he was on the 4th line. Like, I get it. He's on the 4th line and they don't see that much time, right? Liam Foudy would have been such a more energetic presence on that line than Jack.
Yes, I agree.
You could put Liam Foudy in there and he could at least carry it in with urgency and speed and at least maybe get like a wraparound try at something or a couple of shots, anything like that.
I think we just got a Patrick Laine goal with a possibly maybe an assist from Fantilli.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. Don't quote me on that yet, but we'll see here in just a second.
But that's
2-1 Jackets.
Jack Roslovic. I don't know why we didn't just trade him in the offseason.
Right, because if he continues from last year,
because there's a year left on his deal. So you can trade him at the deadline, whatever, or anytime. I don't care.
Yeah.
Either show something or shove out.
We have bodies to cover that position.
So many bodies that can cover anything that this guy can do. And we know that he plays wing. We know that he also plays center. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a versatile player in terms of the forward position he plays, but play the game.
That might not have been a goal.
Right.
It's like it was like it was Trouba was right there and blocked it, maybe blocked it in time from going over the line by like half an inch.
Oh, it's either Jacob Trouba or it's Ryan Lindgren.
I got him on my fantasy team, so I don't know. It is what it is.
No, Jack. Oh my God, Jack.
We need you to do something.
We need you to play.
Or there's not gonna.
That's why he got scratched for this game.
Yes, accountability.
And like props on KJ for getting in there.
Yeah,
because obviously he got his accountability check last game.
There's no goal. Damn.
This is
1-1 still.
This is the no account. This is the accountability check for Rosie. Right?
Yeah. He needs to earn it back.
He really does.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. No one should be safe. Especially in a forward fluid lineup like this.
Yeah.
Where you have so many guys that can play anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
No one's safe. And speaking of no one's safe, Matthieu Olivier. Good to see Olivier back in the lineup off of the IR.
Yes.
But, and this is a huge but. Literally, it's a huge but. Kid's built like a truck. Did it have to be Eric Robinson? Did it have to be Robbie?
Yeah, I kind of thought Robinson did at least. He was there. I thought the energy was there. He did better than Roslovic.
It's always been there.
Yeah.
You watch Eric Robinson play all of last year. And he always brings it. all the
He's such
time.
a solid guy.
Number
He's
50 is he just embodies that bottom six where he's got speed. He's got an okay shot to a decent shot, right?
yeah, it's
He'll
on
go
goal.
ya, especially one that's on goal. He'll go ya if he has to. He will run you over into the boards all the time. Into the corners, into open ice, he will always run you. And there are other guys. There were other options, i.e. a Rosie. Oh, we get something?
Marchenko just dumped a guy on his ass.
Oh,
Oh, it
Marshy
was so
showing
cool.
a physical side to him.
Yeah.
Cool. Which, by the way, shout outs to Marshy for already halfway through his assist total from last year.
Yeah. And he's got the most points of anyone on the team right now with 2.
With the 2 apples
Wow.
last night. It was great.
I think Line's got points here for that goal. So maybe they're tied.
Are they calling it? Cool. But that's yes. Did it you could send, I don't know, like couldn't you send Liam down without any repercussions?
I don't know, man. Do you think like he's fast and he's with it? Judging by this game might be the one to do it because Olivier might be coming in to push someone out of those spots.
Yeah.
And I think that this I mean, he's so fast. That's the one thing about Foodie is I think he's just such a fast guy.
He
I mean,
is
if he can
and
if we can get it out of the zone and get a breakaway, he'd be a great guy to do that on like a bottom, like a lower line.
yeah.
Um,
But Robbie's also very, very fast. He's extremely fast. He has everything that you would want in your prototypical bottom six forward.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's good to have Olivier back. It's good to have a guy that, he's 25, so he's young enough, but he's a big body. He has enough size, and he's basically the enforcer on the team, right?
Yes. Because he's got the speed to catch up with people and like knock them down and shit. Whereas good Branson, yeah, he's a wall. He's a protector though, not as much of an enforcer. If there was such a thing, like a protector.
Yes.
Team dad.
Team dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. Did it have to be Robbie? Man.
I personally, well, yeah, we talked about Roslovic. I mean, this may honestly just to give Foodie that that last tryout in a full real. I just saw him on screen. He just got pushed down to the ground too. I mean, he's not that big of a guy.
No, Foodie's a smaller guy, and we were hoping when we drafted him, 18th overall pick in 2018. He's not, he's getting into that age where it's like you need to start making it.
Yeah.
Right.
He's 23.
You need to start solidifying your spot in the lineup. And with that high of a pick, you would hope that you would get at the very least like a second line player.
Yeah.
Right. And granted, I don't know if you want to chalk some of that up to management, to coaching decisions, to whatever, but he never got his chance until last year.
Yeah.
And Jay and I talked about this ad nauseum last year, where it was like, we were excited that he finally made the team out of camp. Took him long enough. But then he looked awful. He looked terrible. We were so out on Liam Foodie because he did nothing. He provided nothing. He was Jack Roslovic of last year.
Yeah. He's also listed as a center, so.
And then, as the season started, progressing and we were kind of figuring out where we were going to be in the standings and whatever, Foodie started finally finding his game. And he works really, really well with a guy like Sean. right? Him and Sean built a lot of chemistry last year.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I agree with that. I really think that Foodie, like that's what gets me on Team Foodie is what happened towards the end of last year too.
Towards the end
I
of
mean,
last year, we warmed up to it more.
he got his chance mostly through injury. But I mean, yeah, like you mentioned being 18th overall. Yeah, I mean, you really hope something comes of that.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. Does he have a one-way contract?
I don't know what he's on right now.
Um,
I don't know
he's
what
on
his...
like a league minimum contract right now.
Right.
Um, he is
Mm-hmm.
2 year. It doesn't say here really, so he's probably well, it's whatever. He probably just gets paid whatever he gets paid. Yeah, if it's league minimum, he'll just go down to the Monsters and get that same amount of pay.
But that's the funny thing. Like, is he waivers exempt?
No.
No? Okay, so he would also have to clear waivers, which I think a guy like Foodie would clear waivers over a guy like Eric Robinson.
Yeah. All of the waivers exempt players right now are Fantilli, Johnson, Marchenko, Sillinger, Yurichek, Chinikov.
And I mean, Chinny's already down there.
Yeah, pretty much, which sucks. I want maybe a year of development there will do good.
Maybe.
Then we got Dumais and Butler, Cameron Butler, who are probably off to their respective teams.
Well, Dumais might get the Shane Wright treatment. He might get to play in the A this year. If they, grant that exception, which I don't know. I don't know exactly how that worked really with Shane to begin with, like,
yeah, no clue.
That was really weird. But like, you either got to send somebody down and you got to hope somebody else clears waivers, or you send one of your kids down, right? Like,
yeah.
Cole, I don't know. Because like we have enough guys that can play center where you could send Cole down.
He could use those more minutes too, because he goes down, he's going to be like one of top lines and get like all the minutes. He's going to get to play with Trey Fix-Wolansky, possibly
he's going to get to play with his brother. Yep.
Yeah, right. And honestly, Sillinger and Foodie would make that team rock.
It's funny because I want to actually see if I can pull this up really fast. Because the Monsters, when we're recording this, are having their opening night.
Oh yeah.
So I want to pull up the Phantoms, Lehigh Valley. So the Flyers, unironically,
that makes sense.
Farm team. So here's their lineup for when we're recording this. You ready for this? First line is Fixie, Brendan Gaunce, who's captain of the Monsters this year, and Carson Meyer. Good on Mizey. I think he also got a letter.
It's a pretty good first line.
Pretty nice first line. Second line, Voronkov, McCown, Pudia.
Another great line.
That's awesome. I love that. That's got a lot of size.
We could see quite a few of these people in the NHL.
We could see Hunter and Dimitri. Obviously, Dimitri should get a call up at some point. And McCown, like, probably eventually, right?
Probably eventually, yeah.
Third line is Malatesta, Josh Dunn, Justin Pearson. So like Malatesta, good on James for making the Monsters.
Yeah.
And then fourth line is Owen Sillinger, Tyler Angle, Stefan Mattel. So that's a fun fourth line. I love that.
The Monsters like sound a little bit stacked as far as AHLers go.
Kind of loaded. And their defense, I love their defense based off of a couple of the guys that we had to send down based off camper injuries. First pair is Sposal Blankenberg.
Dude.
Blanks.
Stacking it even harder.
Yeah. Spo and Blanks are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
As a first pair. Second pair is Christensen Corson. Corson Coleman's on the second pair.
Dude. we saw Christensen in the NHL last year.
Yep.
Very well. I mean, I can imagine Svozil making it to the NHL as well. Top
Svo
notch
could
player.
get a tryout. I hope Corson gets a. Jay and I are huge Corson guys.
Coolmans. I'm
Huge
super
Coolmans.
excited to see him and what he develops into.
And this is the third pair. This is funny to me because these guys got a lot of playing time with us last year. Third pair is Sweezy Bjork.
Oh, I love Sweezy. Marcus Bjork got sent down.
I love Marcus Bjork.
Yeah. He was like the last one to get cut or something.
Yeah.
Or one of the last ones, him and Blankenberg.
Poor Marcus.
Yeah. And Sweezy, I understand why he's not here, but if Olivier and Goodbranson get hurt, that's the guy you call up.
Yes.
He is there to kick someone's ass.
Yeah, he is.
And he'll do it. And well.
And then the goalies are Jet and Kajan.
Damn. Dude. I'm really going to be rooting on the Monsters this year. I'm going to do it.
How good did Jet look in camp, man?
Dude. Barely even a future NHLer. Like, he is the man to have in the position that we have him in right now.
I can see a tandem of Daniil Kajan in the NHL. It'd be kind of fun.
I could see it.
But yeah, Elvis looked good. I'm scared, man. I know we're not going to find out until when this goes up eventually. Before this goes up even, because the deadline's like 2 p.m. right? I'm scared about losing Robbie because he provides something in that bottom six that you don't get a lot of with the players that we have right now.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of the all-around talent in that bottom six, right? It's weird because Eric Robinson is like the perfect guy to play like a top six player on your bottom six. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, because he's got the experience. He can and should be. He played 72 games for us last year.
Yeah. And he's been here a long time.
Getting sent down ever again. I really don't. I would be actually shocked if he got sent down.
I just hope he doesn't get claimed because a lot of teams could use a guy like him.
Oh, if he goes down, he's going to get claimed. I mean, if I had a team and I saw someone like that come up, I mean, yeah, he had granted he was on the Blue Jackets last year. He played 72 games for us and had 12 goals and 12 assists. I mean, that was definitely not near even the middle. Like, he did well for us.
Yes, exactly. I know that this guy is a center, mostly. I know that this guy is listed as a center, but Shane Pinto's not signed. Shane Pinto went home.
Huh.
So, Ottawa. He's not signed yet. And fans were screaming to, we want Pinto at the game today.
Fans chanting, we want Pinto. Yeah, I see that. That's crazy. And I see other headlines like Islanders could help Senators solve Pinto.
The Islanders could use a lot of guys, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, have Ilya Sorokin.
Granted, they also already signed friggin' Pierre Engvall to a 7-year deal.
And yeah. Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Some of the other deals I saw going out to some people this year were crazy. Like, damn, like who's their agent? Like, they better be paying them good. Like, damn.
I don't know. It's scary because Eric is a useful player that would get claimed, right?
Because his stats aren't too far off. I know his stats aren't quite everything. He's older too, so he's got that experience. He's a useful body. He's fast. He's bigger. He's strong.
Decent shot.
Yeah. I mean, that Pinto thing you mentioned, though, I mean, he was 32nd overall pick in 2019. He played 82 games last year, 20 goals, 15 assists. That's slightly more than Robinson had, and both, like I said,
At a
stats aren't
more
everything,
useful
but
position at center. But then again, like Robbie,
well, yeah.
they also like they need to move a guy in order to get Pinto signed. And the big name that everybody had been floating around all summer was trading Matthieu Joseph. Right? Or Matthieu Joseph, as our buddy Matt with his yep, you gotta put the francophone accent in there.
I'm not entirely sure. Matthieu Joseph. Okay.
Because he makes 3.5.
Damn.
And
You saw on the Lightning?
No, he's been a senator for a couple of years now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And he makes 3.5, and Pinto was asking for about 2.5.
Okay.
So
what does
like
Robinson make? He makes where is he at here? Why is he not up here on this list? I'm literally looking at Cap Friendly right now.
yeah.
And why am I not? Oh, waivers non-roster.
Oh yeah, because they placed him in a weird spot in order to
1.6.
1.6.
Yeah. So I mean, he's that would be such an easy contract for like, any team to pick up.
Yeah.
Our projected cap space right now is 2.16. So it's very feasible. I mean, we'd have to probably move someone.
And wouldn't you be
where
able to
that's the
bury a
case.
1.6?
Yeah.
I don't remember how much you can actually bury in the minors, like no problem.
Yeah, I think that'd be okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
The cap
is
like such a weird like. We're talking shenanigans already. Like
I know.
Like,
don't trust my word on cap stuff unless I'm telling you something that Cap Friendly tells me.
Exactly. Cap Friendly, like shout outs to Cap Friendly. They know way more than literally even guys like even insiders like would probably know about the salary cap, right?
Yeah.
I think they also didn't they just branch out this summer to have a basketball
Yeah, that was
version of their website too.
NBA.
It was pretty cool, like a salary something.
Salary swish.
Salary swish. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
But like Eric, I'm just dude, I don't want to miss out on losing a guy like Eric, even though I get we have guys that can fill the roster spot, but you don't have guys that can fill the talent that this guy brings as a bottom sixer.
And the experience. I mean? He's 28.
Exactly. Like, what do? Do you call up Brendan Gaunce to fill that? Like, I get Gaunce can, but he doesn't have as much that Robbie does.
Yeah, at that point, it's going to be getting awkward as to who to call up, I think. Gaunce is always a great call up, similar amount of experience and everything. There's also Carson Meyer.
Carson would be a fine call up, but he's also, like he's your typical bottom six forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Very typical. Same with like Josh Dunn.
And don't get me wrong, I love our Buckeye boy. I remember I got to see him live in Ohio State nice. At the shot. They were playing Mercyhurst and they killed him.
Oh.
The score was like 8-2. It was like no problem.
Oh, that's awesome. Hilarious.
It was really, really funny. I just don't know. I don't know what the solution is here unless we just cross our fingers and hope and pray that Eric clears.
Well, I mean, there would only be one silver lining if he didn't, and that is just a little more cap space.
It's cap space, and it's, you're able to have Olivier in the lineup.
Yeah. And you're not pushing anyone out with minutes on the monsters then as well, I guess, because I mean he'd get top line easily, I assume.
I mean, like Fixie can handle a scratch here and there. Like,
yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I love Fixie, but he's got quite a bit of experience. He's a little bit on the younger side yet too. He's 24, I think.
And he's smaller. Like, remember,
Fix
Wolanski is only 5'7".
Yeah, but I feel like he's like built like a truck. I mean, maybe
No,
a Ford
he's
Ranger,
like,
but
this dude plays like he's 6'3".
he's like the Blankenberg forward version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because isn't Blanks only like about 6 feet?
Yeah. I don't know if he's that.
I think he's like 5'11" or something.
He's also Blankenberg's actually a little older than he's a year older than Fix Wolanski. Isn't that kind of an odd thing to think about?
It's kind of weird.
He's Blanks is already 25. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Blankenberg is 5'9".
Oh, Blanks is 5'9". He's Johnny's height. Okay.
175 pounds.
The dude plays like he's 6'3", and I love it. We talked about this when we had you on for the preview. You remember that hit against Lundestrom? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. It's so sweet when he lands those big ones too. It's just, I think maybe a little bit of time to develop that physical play with other, people in the AHL is going to be good. I don't see him staying down there all year. No way.
No way in hell.
But I think just a little bit down there, a lot also too. Like no one's safe. Just letting people know, hey,
no one's safe.
You're not safe here.
I hope Yarmo takes that kind of approach, especially with the rotating forward, whatever.
Yeah.
I just man, it's weird. And I don't know why I come back to Jack with that. Maybe just because I'm on like weird, like bullish blinders with Jack.
So.
He did negative. He didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, last year the one thing he had going for us, and the one thing that me and Kev had always talked about too, was that he had quite a few points. He was fourth in points with 44. He was second in assists.
But that's
33.
when.
But that's it. You're a forward. He's a center. Yeah, you need those assists. But I mean, Johnny Gaudreau got 53 assists and had twice the amount of goals too. I'm not saying you have to be Johnny Good, but you have to be like above fourth line good to be on this team. You
have to be active. You have to, want to produce and want to be out there. Like, I'm not saying that this was anything like, you go out there last game and you watch Jack skate, right? He's still kind of skating. It's not like he's pulling the shift a la Pierre-Luc Dubois, right?
Yeah.
So at least he's out there like skating, but all you notice, it looked like he was there at like a public rink.
Just barely getting it up. Yeah.
Just like, what are you, Jack?
Just trying to cruise through it, and he just needs a kick in the ass a little bit, just
take a shot. Take a shot. Hit somebody. If you're on the fourth line, hit somebody.
Yes. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. That's plenty big enough to throw a hit down. He's 26. No one's getting any younger.
No.
Like, it's time. It's time, Jack. It's time.
I feel like this is the same conversation we would have if we were a Jets podcast when, Jack and Patty were there.
Yeah.
Like, did Jack do anything? I get he was younger, but like, did he really do much?
The most goals he ever had in a season was the 21-22 season with us, and that was 22 goals. He played in 81 games. They also only had 23 assists. Last year was the year he got the most points in a season with 44, majority being assists. At Winnipeg, his best season was the last season he was there. He had 29 points, 71 games. He had 12 goals and 17 assists. That's almost the whole season. Like 71 games, and you're a forward.
And he was playing second line minutes in Winnipeg.
Yeah, like I can even look up his average time on ice, and that was the 1920
Granted,
season.
he was playing way more wing.
He was 14. Average time on ice was 14 minutes 54 seconds. So that's
not bad.
plenty of time to score more than 12 goals.
Under 30 points.
Under 30 points. Ouch, right? Like
In a
it's
second
just,
line role.
yeah.
And he played on the fourth line in the opening night this year.
I feel like this is a make it or break it season for him right now.
Absolutely it is. It's totally make or break. Because you got to remember last year when everybody was hot garbage and everybody was hurt, he got times on the first line with Johnny and Patrick. And you didn't even really notice him then.
Well, and that's why he got all those assists last year too, is because he was playing with Johnny and Patrick. Yes, playing with the best of the best. And dude, I don't know, something. Oh, I've heard me talk about before, like preseason and everything, about like him being a possible trade chip. But like, honestly, at this point, it's scary because
trading for a seventh, I don't care.
Right, like you could just drop the cap, take some stuff. Because here's the thing, he's got a $4 million contract. The value is just not there, in my opinion.
No.
If he were maybe like a 2.6 or something, that would probably be suiting. But at 4,
it's making too much money.
That's 4.8% of our cap. Like, dude, we got to get something for that.
You're being paid like you're being paid like a very good middle six forward.
Boone Jenner's getting paid 3.75.
That's a bargain. Like, don't get me wrong. That's a bargain for your captain. That's a bargain for your. Like, that's. You got to remember the kind of player that Boone Jenner is too. He's known to play top 6 minutes, and is he? No. Is he your first line center on a cup winner? Absolutely not.
No.
He's at most your second, right?
Yeah. I mean, a part of that is just because of the heart, too. Yes. I mean, he's got skills.
He shows up every freaking time.
Yeah, he was third in points last year with 26 goals. I mean, he's there when he needs to be. He is a fantastic player. Top one line, no. But yeah, man, for real though, he really could be second, third line. Definitely I would take him in my second line.
Yes.
He showed up. He's always there. And he had like 9 games less than Roslovic.
Always. And I mean that just sucks because it's his back.
Yeah. Well, that just sucks. My biggest point with this was that Roslovic's getting paid more than Jenner right now.
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
You have to play. You have to play. And Robinson plays. Right?
Yeah. No, I would agree. And also, like, I guess another thing here is Robinson's only 1.6. That's a value, I think. I would hate to see Robinson get traded and Roslovic. Like, dude, if he stays, it's cool. Look, I'm not gonna knock him for he's a hometown boy. It's cool. I
Yeah, that's
what I want is for him just to do better, or at least just to do
just to do.
anything. Yeah, yeah. No,
Friggin-
something.
I know I'm all fired up, and that's gonna get us into like our last because I just want to touch up because we've only been through not even we've only been through what 4 or 5 days into the season already.
Yeah,
You've only been through 4 or 5 days, but there's so much going on around the league that I just kind of want to touch on. And I'm going to lead off with the biggest one. And I don't know how serious you guys get on your show.
It depends.
Depends on what's going on.
We don't necessarily get like political, so to speak, but
This is halfway there.
no, that's cool. Spit.
Because the Pride tape ban.
Yeah.
Right. I really want to be able to touch on this because we already know that the NHL banned the jerseys for warm-ups during specialty nights. And that's Pride Night. That's Hockey Fights Cancer. That's Military Appreciation Nights. That's all these kinds of nights. Every single one. So it's not like the jersey thing is a Pride exclusive issue. But this Pride tape ban makes this so much worse and creates controversy where there really shouldn't be any because the league's trying to avoid controversy, but they just create more of it.
They just made some.
Just made more.
Like, my
Where
take
do we even
on
start
this.
with this?
So, why? At the end of the day, I'm not big on censorship. And I look, I also kind of understand in ways the Provorov side of things. He's not American. We can't expect foreign people to come here and mold exactly to us.
I don't really want to bring. That's the iffy part to me too. Is now having the guy that started the snowball.
Yeah.
That makes me itchy.
No, I'm not the biggest fan of that myself. And at the end of the day, no matter which side of the spectrum anyone's on, it's censorship for no reason.
For no reason.
No reason. Like it just sends a message. I mean, I think, if you don't want to have Pride tape on your stick, don't have Pride tape on your stick, dude. That's your choice. But if you want to, why are they stopping you? Why are they stopping Hockey Fights Cancer? Because one thing the Blue Jackets do with this at Pride Night is also Hockey for Everyone night.
Yes.
That means
hockey is for everyone. This whole ban on the jerseys on the tape, don't get me wrong. I know they're still going to have the nights and they're still going to do whatever for initiatives. Yeah. That's not enough because those 20 minutes of warm-ups where you see it on the ice, you see it with your own 2 eyes. You're able to notice that you are welcome here.
Yeah.
You're able to be included.
You don't have to come to the game and worry that someone's going to call you out for just being you and who you are. You shouldn't even have to be a thought in anyone's mind. Like, oh no, I better not be who I am right now in this space because this space might not be safe.
Right.
That's some bullshit. I think that everyone should come to the game and be able to feel safe. And that is one thing they're taking away from a very marginalized group, as well as other marginalized groups. It really bothers me.
You may have some, friends or at least acquaintances within that community. I'm sure I grew up around that, accepting that more when I went to college and just having that around me. Right. And for me, it's always just if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. I don't care what your life is. You live your life and I will accept you as an ally. I will accept you as who you are as long as we get along.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's assholes in every size, shape, and background.
Yes.
But there's also some amazing, great people too.
There's so many, so many. And the Pride tape ban in particular, like, forget about the jersey thing for a minute.
Yeah.
Because that's its own start to it. And that started it. Right. And then they made it worse with the Pride tape. Players who are so into being a part of welcoming, so inclusive. Guys like Mitch Marner, John Tavares, Max Domi, who was our Hockey is for Everyone ambassador when he was here. Right? You remember that?
Yeah. I was
JVR and JVR and Sanheim and all these guys that actively want to have Pride tape on their stick to make it known and make it seen. I'm sure that they're just going to do it anyway. Because I think the league all they did was really just impose a fine.
Mm-hmm. I saw people out there already saying, like, obviously the bigger contract guys are going to be able to pay for it, but there's people who are like, hey, if you're on league minimum, we'll start GoFundMe for you. Like, that's hilarious. I love it.
You get bailed out by teammates, I'm sure, if you don't make it quite enough.
Yeah, I'm sure they all make enough. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, why censor it? I mean, why they like the jersey? Like you said, the jersey thing's one thing. I don't agree with that at all either.
Not even a rule.
That's bullshit. But the tape, why did they have to go that far with it?
You know what's funny is the tape thing isn't even a rule. It's not in the rule book. You can wear during warm-ups on your stick. You don't even need to have tape on your stick for a warm-up. You can tape up your stick however the hell you want.
I think there's some people out there that don't even use tape. There's like a couple, like like on their.
Well, we know Ryan O'Reilly has a weird god awful stick. Regardless,
I think that's who I'm thinking of.
Very strange.
Yeah. It like curls at the very end or something, like just a little bit.
It's like such a weird hook.
Like,
on the blade. To the point where it's basically illegal. Anyway, so like, but this is the point, right? If there's not a rule, if there's nothing against it to begin with that's written down, why are you going to try to enforce this on people and on players when your entire goal, Gary, Bill Daly, you have said this for over a decade. We know that hockey is for everyone. To you guys is PR bullshit. To us, it's PR bullshit because you don't enforce it.
And they don't truly believe in it. That's why I don't believe those guys. The head, Gary Bettman, does not believe hockey is for everyone. 100%. No matter what lip service he's giving, that man does not think hockey is for everyone.
No, he doesn't.
He puts it behind this ridiculous paywall. Well, maybe not just him, but they put it behind this paywall. They make it hard to watch. They banned every single night there is. They banned the tape. Why? Dude, he says out of this Gary Bettman's own words. I'm making this up. He didn't actually say this, but it feels like he's saying hockey's not for everyone. Sucks.
This shows that it's not, but it should be. Mm-hmm. And because I'm throwing this out to everybody that I know on Discord, obviously the people that watch us on YouTube, that follow everybody, like each of our shows on Twitter or whatever, you are welcome here. You are welcome with this show. You are welcome in the communities that we are in. You are welcome in, you're welcome in our network, obviously, please.
You're welcome at our arena.
You're welcome at our arena. You're welcome anywhere that you should feel safe. And a hockey game is one of those.
Yeah. The only people who shouldn't feel safe at a hockey game are people who have Erica Branson barreling down on them, because I'd shit my pants. That's it. That's it. Everywhere. I mean, it's crazy that we're still it's 2023, and this is the one they choose to do that.
How do you think, because I know he's still technically just a prospect, how do you think Luke Prokop feels about this?
That was my other thought. And you know what? He's public about it, right?
How do you think everybody in the closet feels about this?
Right. Because there's hundreds
I'm
of
sure
players
there's
out there.
Sure, there's plenty.
And there's probably plenty. It makes them even want to say anything less. And it makes them have to live their life in a way that is uncomfortable, I imagine. To like, it's like it's such that's such a mess to me. Because
they're making a mess where there shouldn't be one.
And so whatever country, whatever religion you're from, this and Canada is the United States and Canada. And Canada does a much better job about it than the United States does. But it's 2023. If you're going to play here, that's just how it is. Like, I don't know what the big stink is. Like
what does Gary always say? We want to grow the game. We're trying our best to grow the game.
Yeah, so let's put it.
No, you're not. No. If you're doing this, you're absolutely not. If you're gonna, I'm sure, because even on the women's side, like the PWHL is starting in January.
Yes.
And we know that there are same-sex couples in the PWHL, or at least in their, world. And we know just for women's hockey in general that it needs to grow. You look at, look at the NBA, and we always default to the NBA, right? Because they do things so much better than the other three leagues.
They're very progressive.
They're extremely progressive with these things. Yeah. And when it comes to the women's game, they helped enough to provide for the women's game until they didn't need it anymore. And now the women's game is thriving in the WNBA.
Yeah. And that was big because that took so many people to be able to do that.
There's no chance in hell Gary's going to do this for the PWHL.
No.
You see it? I don't see it.
No. One, he's too old. He's living in the past. He needs out of here. He's too old. We need someone at least a little bit younger.
Just past 30 years of being commissioner, right? Bro, on the button.
And how long has Canada not won a cup?
Wow, that's quite the chirp.
About 30 years, right?
Yes, yeah. 93.
Sorry for the stray Canada. I didn't mean that. Scare Bittman.
Yeah, exactly. He's still trying to keep this a little lighthearted. Don't get love you, Lance. Thank you so much for doing your thing and filling in.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's the. I, for one, am going to continue at the very least online, and when I eventually am able to attend a couple of games, if I see any of you, if I'm always interacting with you online, you're going to know where I stand. And you're going to know that if you're a fan of this sport, if you're a fan of this league, we can be friends. We can be fine.
Yeah. There's very few. I mean, I'm a little bit iffy with Devils fans, but still.
Dude, I love Devils fans. Are you kidding me?
I'm kidding, Neil.
Alex.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what team, what background you're from. You should be
Unless you're a Rangers fan. I'm totally joking.
dude.
I dropped by Jimmy's stream the other night. It was cool. He did a good job.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I need to make jokes about some of this stuff sometimes because otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna get kind of mad about it and probably
yeah, you got to bring yourself down to earth a little bit, right?
Start swearing a lot more.
Oh, dude, you know you can swear on this show all you want.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's I do a lot, but sorry, continue.
No, yeah. So the Pride Tape is the biggest other league-wide story.
Yeah.
Another one, Connor and Helly, or Connor and Helly, Scheif and Helly.
Yeah.
Get matching extensions.
Yeah. 7-year deals.
Man, 7-year deals at like,
and they're both 30. They're both 30 years old.
Yeah.
$8.5 million.
8.5 is a lot.
Till they're 37 years old.
Yes.
What?
37, 38. And I mean, that's like, it's going to age poorly, especially on the Hellebuck deal.
Like it almost has to, at least a bit. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're making it impossible to trade him. No one's gonna want an $8.5 million contract. Like, you're making it.
I like it, but I also really don't. Because for a guy like Connor Hellebuck, I know the guy was, on the trade block last year a lot. But for a team like the Jets with a guy like Connor Hellebuck, he can get them where they want to go. Now, Mark Scheifele. I can't say the same about Mark Scheifele.
Yeah, it's just it's weird they would do both at the same time, too.
Personal stats-wise, I can see that it's cool for Scheifele. He can be this franchise's version of Dale Hawerchuk in terms of point production and whatever, right?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Like, I remember I just watched the Hockey Guys video on these matching deals recently. That's why that's on my mind. So he can be this Jets Hawerchuk. But at the same time, you got to remember, why did Patrick Laine get traded? Why did Blake Wheeler get bought out? Scheif is a part of this. Scheif's a part of that toxic locker room.
Yeah.
The Jets fans and the players are always complaining about.
Yeah. And I mean,
why did he not get captaincy? Why did Adam Lowry get captaincy?
The experience was there. The years behind him were there. He could have, should have, maybe. Yeah.
He's quiet and he's kind.
And he can, it's what you need out of a leader. You don't need someone who's going to be super negative.
You can be a raw kind of captain. We've seen it.
Sure. You could be, and you can get mad as a captain. Leaders can get mad at certain things. Yeah. But to be toxic is a little bit different.
Yes.
Because that, even when you're doing good, toxicity can still
weed throughout the locker room and just like,
yeah. And yeah. And then also, for the younger guys who are upcoming as well. So they have them for 7 years,
for guys like Brad Lambert, like, do you really want that?
Yeah. That's what for their development, their mentality, dude, hockey is almost like half of it is mentality. It's
over half. I mean, believe me, like I bowled in high school, right?
Yeah.
And 90% of bowling is in your head.
Yeah.
Every single throw. It's all about how you go up, you pick your ball up, you line your feet up, you find out where your arrows are on the lane, and you got to make sure that everything is consistent. Every single thing, it's got to be automatic.
Muscle
Every
memory.
throw has got to be muscle memory. And then if you have a bad throw, my coach always told me you get 3 seconds to wipe that from your memory, and then you go on to the next throw. And hockey's a very similar mindset.
Yeah, I mean, even look with sorry, there's a gnat flying around my face right now.
You're fine, bro. I've had a fly like bugging me for days now.
Look at Elvis Merzlikins. And even look at our team too.
Oh.
I think that unfortunately,
look at the difference from Elvis this year to Elvis last year in terms of his approach. Where last year Elvis still had a lot of the Matisse baggage, right? Yes. Especially because other fans were coming in and trying to get him riled off.
And it's very understandable.
It's very understandable that was a big part of why he did so poorly last year. This year, dude, this guy is the hungriest wolf I have seen.
He seems fired up, and it does not feel just like lip service. He's there.
Like, yeah, and you see the change in like he's got a great mask this year too to match that. Just like
something a little more positive.
A little more positive and a little like he's got his memory. I think he does have a little Matisse tribute like in the back of his mask, right?
Yeah. I believe he always would, and if I
would
there's
hope
nothing.
He does.
Yeah, and that's
I would
so
hope
cool.
He does.
I mean, unfortunately.
But now the majority of his mask is let's fucking go.
Yeah. No, it's pretty dope mask too. I like it with all the
very cool. I love it. And then just wrapping up the other stories around the league. Connor Bedard, this kid.
Yeah, no, he's doing great, but man, the media could maybe do like a tiny little bit less dick riding, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know because it's
just me.
I don't know because they try to dick ride McDavid and he gives them nothing.
Right. Well, he's also lost up in Canada too. Like, who knows what the hell he's ever doing? He's he's in Canada. I think that was a huge mistake for the NHL was having someone of that caliber and like literally the greatest hockey player on earth right now, lost up in no man's land.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's cool to have him like where Gretzky made his greatness, right?
Yeah.
But the guy is literally stale, wet bread.
He's so little emotion.
So dry.
I don't know.
That comes back to the pride tape thing. It does. Show a little bit of concern. Right?
The passion.
Don't get me wrong. Like, okay, we know how hockey interviews are. We know that they're cliche as all hell. You got to get the pucks in deep. We got to just go in there and we got to play our game. And we got to forecheck better. Everybody's doing fine. We just got to do our thing. So shut up.
We should get out there and play hard and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. And it's like, oh, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, if someone gets asked, I like one of the also we scored another goal, by the way.
Nice.
3-1 right now.
Good.
He's a wet blanket. He's wet newspaper.
Sid has so much more personality than this guy.
Yeah.
Does that say something?
Yeah. Because to the point where I mean, off the ice, I think I get along with Sid really well. I could probably sit down and have a drink with Sid.
Oh, you
hockey all night. With Connor McDavid, I feel like I'd sit down to have a drink. Oh wait, is it Boone Jenner Hattie? What? What? The hats are raining down. I'm so confused by this. I didn't think he had all three of them. He did have all three of them. Oh my god! Marchenko got a third assist.
That's what I'm talking about, Captain Hattie.
Oh my god!
Should we call this Captain Hattie? Like, I don't know. I've been trying to think of friggin' titles for this. Anyway, yes, Sid compared to Connor, dude,
he's funny. He's got some charm to him.
He actually does.
Nothing about Connor McDavid is charming.
No.
I've never heard.
I kind of want to know what Leon had to say other than Connor McDavid. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure Leon would actually say something.
Right. Like, you're the best player in the league. You could literally say whatever you want. You're gonna wake up to the job tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're gonna get top line minutes forever. Nothing bad could possibly happen to you. Maybe a couple fans might be like, yeah. Well, those guys are the ones who are part of the problem. So anyway, he could literally go.
So this whole point is talking about Connor Bedard and how amazing of a player this kid is already. Like, don't get me wrong, he's off the coattails of our buddy Nick Foligno.
Dude, I think
what a game for Nicky, right? Like,
yeah. Well, not personally, I think that Nick Foligno is probably one of the absolute best mentors for a kid like that too.
Yes, and he's one of the best leaders that those Hawks can have.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaders that would talk. If you want Pride Tape stuff, talk to Nick Foligno. If you want to quote on Pride Tape, talk to Nick Foligno.
And I feel like even Brad Marchand would have something to say about that too. Another captain too.
And he already said something, but like,
I thought so. I thought you said something like about like he's like, that's dumb. Like, why would you ban that or something? Don't quote me. I don't know exactly what he said. But,
no,
it's something.
But he actually said something that made sense and rings through. It's a different thing when you have the best player in the world not say a damn word.
Because he has all ears.
He has all the... Dare I say he's got all the power? Like, friggin'...
Wait. Hold on. Who just scored that? Jiricek got a goal.
David Jiricek recording his first goal.
First goal. He's got to rib Fantilli a little bit, like, hey, I got my goal first.
Love it. Oh, I love it.
Unassisted. Oh my god.
Oh, that's perfect. I love how we're doing a little podcast and a watch along. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool. But yes, Bedard is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Kid's got greatness in him.
Hey, Adam Fantilli got his first point on a primary assist.
On a primary, yeah. Not
and meanwhile, Bedard's was a secondary, right?
Yeah. But then also Bedard got a goal later on, did he not? Didn't he in like the second or third game?
Yeah, in the game against Boston.
Yeah. Did you see Brad Marchand?
I just got a text from Jay about all of his goals.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, it's 4-1 right now. I mean,
it's totally
blowable.
I feel like Bedard Mania is still going to take over this league. Don't get me wrong.
And to an extent, it should.
And it should.
I had a hit tweet that was like, the Bedard compared to Fantilli in the media, but
this rookie class as a whole is just so stacked. When you have Connor Bedard, Adam Fantilli, Logan Cooley, those passes.
I haven't heard a thing about Leo Carlson. Well, not much anyway.
No, because he hasn't played yet.
Again? Oh.
He hasn't played yet. But like Devin Levi and all these other kids that are just going to be, this is going to be a fun Calder race, I think. Right?
Yeah. Sorry if my burp just came through there.
You're good. Are we missing anything like big?
Owen Power and Rasmus Dahlin getting their huge contracts.
Yes, we should talk about those because we love our Buffalo talk. Really good deals for those kids too, because they're doing the Jack Hughes thing, right?
Yeah,
they're going the Jack Hughes route, and Kevin Adams is really, really smart for this, for paying these kids for what we know they can do and probably will do.
Yeah, should do. And
you're paying them early. You're paying them while they're able to do these things.
Yes, that's a big part of it too. Not when, no offense to, I'm 32, right? Not to.
No, I'm 25. I get it.
They're not paying these contracts to someone who's 30 years old and having them sign for 7 more years. I mean, it's just that's the risk does not equal the reward, in my opinion. There, a 4-year contract's one thing. Yeah, but it's just insane. So Rasmus Dahlin got
An
what was it?
average of $11
8 year.
million a year.
Wow, that's huge. Those are some of the biggest contracts in the NHL.
That's Austin Matthews level money, bro.
Yeah,
Like that's
he's 23 years old. Now, I think the Darlene one is slightly better than the Power one. I think Owen Power is a great
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Owen Power is going to
know,
be a brilliant defenseman in this league, but
8.3 for 7.
he's not what Rasmus is right now.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, that's huge. That's their defensive core for the next 7 years.
Oh yeah, him. Those two, Matthias Samuelsson, right? Because didn't Samuelsson get a 7-year as well? He's a perfect shutdown guy for those Sabres.
7-year contract last year. Yeah.
Yes. And it's brilliant. Because even though Samuelsson doesn't like provide much offensively, you can pay long term for a shutdown guy like that. You can invest in that.
And you can build around that too. Him, like, what if that's such a great 3-man core?
Yes.
I mean, you have them locked down, they have to perform. And the thing is too, I mean, in 7 years, by that time, the cap could go up a little bit.
The cap could go up way more than it already will have gone. Because it's already like we just got a 1 million this year. It's going to go another like 4-ish after like this coming summer.
Everyone
and then I
bitched.
think they're looking at like 10 a few years later. Like, wow.
Well, the whole pandemic really messed up
that
the cap.
Yeah, that stunted the growth of everything, but
yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is now. And that's probably like, I feel like that's part of why Scheif and Connor got the deals that they got, was because the Jets got bucked financially from the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, so I thought I heard something about how, like, because of it, like they purposefully either didn't raise the cap, or like they were only going to raise it so much until revenue was back, and then that's when they're going to raise it up higher. So I think it's like I thought it was supposed to maybe be more than $1 million this year, but because like a lot of people were complaining about it, like, oh, it's only $1 million. Like, but
$1 million can still get you a good 4th-line player, or at least invest in somebody else.
Could get you an Eric Robinson almost.
Could get you an Eric Robinson, yeah. Are we missing anything else then? Because those are brilliant deals for Owen and for Rasmus. Those are fantastic deals for those two guys.
Huge.
I don't know, because you're just on Cap Friendly scrolling. I'm trying to. Oh wait, no. You know what I do want to talk about, since this is our first regular season show?
Sure.
Fantasy.
Oh, hey, yeah, let's go. All right.
Yeah, let's do a little fantasy quarter. I want to do a fantasy quarter. I wanted to tell Jay about this, but like he's one of those guys that when he plays fantasy, he always forgets that his lineup exists.
Dude, yeah.
But like, you're here and you're a part of the fantasy league, and we're doing a big and obviously I'll switch around when the segment happens, but we're doing a big THPN league this year. It's 20 of us, and it's really fun. That draft took 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
I remember we were just hanging out. It was you and me and Kyle and a couple of the other friends.
I panic picked somebody by accident. I don't want to talk about it.
You picked Patrice Bergeron.
I did.
Tired.
Look, I went and got a bowl of cereal, and when I came back, it was already like partway through my turn, and I just panic clicked the person at the top of the list. Why would he even be on the list?
Yeah, I know. I feel like because wasn't David Krejci off of it too? Like, or was he still on there? I can't remember.
Why would they do that to me? Look, I panicked. All right, and so now I had traded. I dropped him and picked up someone off the waivers.
So let's just honestly, okay. So here's how we're gonna wrap the show up: is just with fantasy talk, right? So this whole league, if I'm gonna go, big shout outs to our buddy Neil, because Neil Villapiano is our commissioner for this league. It was his idea, right?
I think so.
I want to say it was Neil's idea. Here's who we got. in the league. We got Baby Got Backlund, who is our buddy and big social guy, Kyle Manifold. He's our recruitment chair and stuff, right?
Yeah. Love Kyle.
Who I'm playing in this first week.
Oh, right on.
Fun. He also drafted second overall and I drafted last.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He drafted Connor McDavid second, and I had to wait forever.
Right? Oh my God! Whoever went first, like people were like,
that was Jordan.
Jordan,
from,
and he
from two girls, one Stanley Cup.
And she was like, "Well, I thought that he'd be too obvious of a choice." It's like, what? Well, yeah, for a reason.
But take it.
Take it.
But like, take it.
He's right there. Ah.
So we got Kyle. We got Griffin Youngs from Tell It Abs It Is. Yeah. We got AB. From, is that Caniac Sessions or is that Surgecast? I want to say that's Caniac Sessions, right?
Let me see the members list real quick. Who is that? What was
Alan Black?
Alan Black. What's his name there? Semen
on the stall.
Yeah. Unless it's,
so it's
like
a
pronounced
Canes
differently.
Cast. I want to say yes. I do want to say he's Sessions, right?
Yeah, let me check the other ones here.
If he's not Sessions, he's Surge, but we know who Surge is.
Ah, yeah, Surge Cast. Yeah, his literally call sign is Kane. So, Alan Black. I'm so sorry if we don't have.
If we butcher your show, like,
yeah, so sorry.
Correct us later, I guess.
Should have been a Blue Jackets show.
Exactly. This is Bob's Don't Give a Puck Burger from Adam Ambrecht and Danny McDonough. I want to say they're the Kraken Pod guys. They're one of our Kraken guys, or they're one of our Kraken shows.
Yeah.
And then rounding out the North Division is you, Ohio Columbuses.
Yeah. The Columbuses, let's go.
Who drafted Patrice Bergeron, who's retired.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be worse.
The West is Blue Line Bandits. That's our friend Kat, who is Surgecast. Yeah. And then the Blue Seats, Jimmy Finizzi. I showed up with his live stream the other day. He's doing good work. We got Abby Augustine, the Big Bad Bearded Dragons. I don't know what show she is.
What is even that?
Abby?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, Abby, DM one of us. Like, we'll figure you guys out. It's funny. Just knowing how this is. We got Andrew Forbes, Revo's Rippers.
Oh, so he's got to be
one of our Leaf shows, right?
Revo's on the Leafs now?
Yes. Ryan Reeves is a Leaf.
Oh, okay. He didn't get traded around a whole bunch. That's why I'm just a little confused.
He signed with the Leafs this summer, bro.
Okay.
We got Christian Bowl, who's Dutchy Daddy. I want to say he's part of Starcastic. If he's Dutchy Daddy.
Yeah, like Duchesne. Stars cast. Yeah.
Yeah. And that rounds out the West. And then in the East, we got two girls. One scup. That's Jordan McMahon, who drafted Leon first overall over Connor.
Yeah.
And then Besser went third overall. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Connor McDusty, Andrew Augustine. Again, some of y'all who are like not really with names of your shows, just DM us and we'll have fun with that.
We have Andrew and Abby Augustine. Are they both? Because I mean, there's probably some people who are both like, maybe I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It's fine. We got the DB Hockey Potters, Taylor Wells and Chance Watson. They're another Kraken pod.
Yeah.
Shout outs to our buddies there. We got Canadians Connection with R. Stevens. And Devil's State of Mind, Neil Villapiano, the commish. Rounds out the East. And then South, you got this guy right here, Jake's Jackets. You got the Surge. Yep. Yeah, you got the Surge cast, owned by Zach Martin. You got Brewski Beers, Chris Gier, nice.
That's got to be a Bruins podcast.
Yes, it is. It's nice. It's a cool logo. We got Team Chambers, Ryan Chambers. Again, Ryan, just DM us team name, I guess. And Bayou Benders, Corey Fleetwood. Fun stuff.
Bayou Benders.
Shout outs to those guys. Do you just want to like run through where we're at and then our teams and then be done?
Sure.
So, as I look at Canadians connection having dropped Monahan today, oof. I am currently losing after I had a big comeback on the second day. So I was losing like 3-0 point something going into the second day, and then Brock Besser had his 4-goal game to help push me into the lead.
Nice.
But now I'm down 48 to 54.3.
Ouch. Well, those are some pretty high scores.
Yeah, we got some tough ones here.
I'm playing 7 on the stall, Alan Black.
Yep.
I had no one play day one. Not a single soul on my team played.
Tough.
So I had started out with 0 and he had 7.9. So currently, I've caught up a little bit. Currently, he's beating me 43.6 to 36. So there's still tonight and I think so. It says we have the 15th yet, so still through tomorrow.
Through the end of tomorrow, yes, and then the next week starts.
So there's a chance, you know.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Right? I do actually kind of want to recap our first round too, because that was fun, or at least our first couple rounds. Because those like a lot of it's funny when you play fantasy, right? I've normally played in like a 6-team league with just a few friends. Okay. So you still get a lot of talent, get a really stacked kind of team, right? But when you play with 20 people, you got to be really careful. You got to queue up a lot of guys, and you got to hope and pray that your guy is still there.
And dig through them. And
especially if you're a guy like me who drafted last. Even though I got back-to-back picks, it's like, you got to be careful. And
you got to pick people who are still playing. So
yes. So you drafted like 14th?
Yeah.
You drafted like right in the middle of the pack?
I
run through your team really fast.
So my very first pick, I took a little bit of a tiny risk with this. Ilya Sorokin. All right. I took a goalkeeper. I figured that, and then I would just get everyone else. I worried about my second keeper at the very end.
Just give me your team. Run through your lineup.
Right, top. Mika Zibanejad, Michael Backlund, Zach Hyman, Anders Lee, Anderson, Claude Giroux, Jacob Peterson.
Nice.
Jacob Truba.
Nice.
Who
he's playing right now.
Currently, Alec Martinez still is on the IR, but he's going to be healthy soon.
He'll be fine.
Ryan Pollock.
Okay. Ooh, Pollock, good pick.
Yeah. Tyler Myers.
Okay.
Mark Sheffley.
Oh boy.
Shifley. And Drew Doughty. That's
Doughty's a nice pick. That's a fun pick.
All those. I have 5 on my bench. I got Alex Ovechkin.
Look at you.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup. Jamie Benn.
Okay.
Jason Zucker.
Okay.
Ty Smith. Brandon Carlo.
Carlo's a good pick.
My second goalkeeper, I stole from the Surge cast, which is Antti Ranta.
Nice.
So, I think it's a pretty solid team. I mean,
solid team.
Yeah.
I try not to pick players from my team.
But I wish I would have picked up a couple.
But I kind of went off the deep end and picked 4.
My theory was I'll be able to get them in free agency if I need to.
If you need to, maybe, yeah.
Who you got?
Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli.
Okay. Bold.
Kirill Marchenko. So I got the whole kid line.
Hey, Marchenko's gonna be a hell of a pick, I think.
Quentin
what was
Byfield.
Your first pick? What was your first pick?
My first pick was Alexander Georgiev.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to pick up a solid goalie. Especially having drafted 20 out of 20.
Right.
Like I had to be really careful with that. So Quentin Byfield is my other left wing, and then my right wings are Mitchie Marner and Oliver Bjorkstrand. Those two guys are comfort picks for me. I love those two guys. I have a Mitchie jersey. Come on. I have a Mitch jersey and I have a Bjorky Columbus jersey. Come on, dude.
That's awesome.
I met Bjorky way back in the day. He was great. I miss him.
Oh, that's awesome.
My defense, Darnell Nurse, Tyson Berry, Damon Severson. My last Columbus pick was Damo. Jacob Middleton. I want to say I do think I drafted him. Brock Besser, and then currently JJ Paterka. Now, Paterka is on my team because I drafted Kasperi Kapanen with our Mr. Irrelevant pick, but I dropped him the very next day.
Gotcha.
I just wanted JJ, kind of. I just wanted a better projected point, right?
Right. Okay.
On my bench, I have Matthias Michelli, Jake McCabe, Travis Sanheim, Jack McBain, and Arthur Kaliev, who is missing this other second game for the Kings. But then he'll be back.
Okay.
And then my backup goalie is Logan Thompson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid.
So I think very solid for having drafted last, right?
Yeah.
There's a draft recap right here. Okay, so let's go through this top first couple rounds. Just as fun listing players and seeing like really they took them there.
Yeah. Let's make fun of people. Okay, to be fair, I dropped Bergeron. I picked up Backlund. That's all. That's
it. Yes, as you should have. Probably should have picked up Backy in the first place, right?
I know, right?
First overall, Leon Draisaitl. Okay. Bold move, Jordan. Bold. So second overall went Connor McDavid to Kyle. Fleeced. Third overall, Chambers, Elias Pettersson.
And not Austin Matthews.
A little bit of an off the board pick, but I like it.
A little bit.
Fourth overall, DB Hockey Potters. That's where Austin went. Fifth overall, Big Bad Bearded Dragons took David Pasternak.
Not a bad choice.
Not bad. Blue Line Bandits, sixth, took Nathan McKinnon.
Nice.
Seventh overall, Revo's Rippers takes Matt Tkachuk.
Debatable.
Blue Seats, eighth overall. This is very funny to me because Jimmy, a Rangers podcast, takes Jack Hughes. Giving Neil some chirps with that one.
Man.
Connor McDusty, ninth, took Tage Thompson. Fun pick.
Good choice, I think.
Fun pick at 9. Canadians Connection, 10th, takes Jason Robertson.
Also a fantastic pickup.
Fantastic pick. Brewski Beers, 11th, took Mikko Rantanen, who I don't know if he's still out yet or if he's back. I don't know.
Not sure either.
Because he started the season out. I don't know when he's going to be back. 12th, that is you, my friend, taking Ilya Sorokin from the Island.
Bold move.
Very solid, though. I like it.
We had 3 goalies picked in the first round.
Very solid pick. Tell it abs it is. 13th takes Tim Stützle. 14th overall, Surgecast, Mr. Zach took Cale Makar at 14. Cale Makar.
You know what? You think that's too high or too low?
That's way too low.
Yeah, I'm surprised that. I mean, personally, I would take Makar over Tkachuk. And Kachuk's amazing. I'm not saying
Kachuk's
he's not.
Great, but it's Makar. Start your defense off right, man.
Well, yeah, and then he also he's got McKinnon on his team, so he's gonna pick up those assists,
combined points, and 15th overall. I wanted this guy so bad, but Neil poached him from me. He took the Otter, big old Jake Ottinger.
Yeah. Good choice.
Great choice. Dutchy Daddy 16th takes Kirill Kaprizov from the Mini Wild. Love that pick.
Yeah.
Bayou Bender 17th took Matthew's brother Brady. Interesting.
Not bad. I mean, I'm not sure I would have gone first round with either Tkachuk, but it is what it is.
18th overall, Bob's Don't Give Away. It's too loud or too long to read. Connor Bedard goes 18th overall.
Interesting.
I'm surprised he even went that far down, honestly.
Right, but the thing we were talking about when we were in the room together, in the chat room together with everybody, was that look at the teams around some of these players.
Right. Look at
And that's gonna make a difference. And he will get points. He will probably have a great rookie season.
Yes.
But he's on the Blackhawks.
But he's on Chicago. Yeah.
Like
19th to Semen was Rasmus Dahlin.
solid pickup.
Very solid
defender.
pick. 20th, I take Georgiev. And then 21st, with my first back-to-back, I took Mitch Marner. 21st.
Nice. Solid.
Needed my boy.
We saw a lot more goaltenders go in the second round too.
Yeah, we did. Semen 22nd took Igor Shesterkin. 23rd was Timo Meyer. You got to remember this is a snake draft, so the order I had read in the first round is backwards. 23rd Timo Meyer. 24th EK65 Eric Carlson. I think that's a little high for EK, but
yeah, that was an interesting pick. I think we all giggled about that one a little bit.
Yeah, 25th was Helly. So Connor Hellebuck going 25th. 26th was Roman Yossi. Solid pickup, Neil.
Solid pickup.
27th was Linus Olmark.
Decent. I had him on my fantasy team last year.
Yeah,
solid.
I mean, good for you last year.
Yeah.
See how he does this year.
Yeah.
28th was Nikita Kucherov.
Coochie.
That's Fyodor Kochetkov. Thank you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I thought the Kucherov was called Coochie.
We just call him Cooch, man. Like
either one's a little
fun. But okay, all right. 29th was DJ Zbad. Mika Zibanejad went to you. 30th, John Carlson. 31st, Yusei Saros. Like you said, a lot of goalies this round. 32nd, Sid.
I'm both not surprised by this, but also like he might.
It's really low for.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, given the choice between the two of them, I picked Mika Zibanejad over Sidney Crosby, but
Sidney Crosby, bro. I know he's older.
Yeah.
I know he's older.
I just the reason I did it was once again the team around him is all. That's it.
That's fair. They're very old. 33, Adam Fox. The big pickup for Jimmy and his boys. 34, Braden Point. 35, Aiden Hill. Big gamble on Aiden there.
Yeah.
36, Willie Nylander. Fun pick. 37, Jack Eichel.
I debated between Jack and Zibanejad for a while.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because we only had a couple minutes to pick. 38th went Mikhail Sergachev. 39 went Philip Gustafson, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how Gus is doing fine right now. And then number 40, Jordan took hometown kid and Miro. And then I do want to go through the third round just to get through one more round of like our picks.
Yeah.
She goes back-to-back stars. 41st, Rope Hintz. Backlund, Kyle took Moritz Sider, 42nd. 43rd was Barkov. Fun pick at 43.
Yeah.
44, Ilya Samsonov.
The other Ilya.
I hope Sammy has a good year this year.
Yeah.
45, Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
I had him on my list and he snaked him from me.
I know that happened to me a lot, believe me. 46, Brent Burns, the Wookiee.
Good pickup, I think.
I hope so, for their sake, I guess.
Yeah.
47, Jake Chikrin.
I mean,
interesting.
He's on Ottawa now. Ottawa might be,
it might be all right. 48, Jeremy Swayman. I think Sway fell quite a bit.
Yeah, I was like, if that was your second guy, I could see that. But
49, Charlie McAvoy. We got back-to-back Bruins.
That's pretty solid.
50th pick, Josh Morrissey, very solid pick at 50. 51st, Alex Petrangelo. 52, that's where you got Ovi. That's wow.
I'm surprised. I was just amazed he was that far because I mean Sid and him were probably somewhat
Right at the hip,
similar.
man.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
right. And so, yeah, I thought that was a nice pickup.
Very nice pickup. 53rd, Clayton Keller. Big pick. 54, PLD, big gamble.
Huge pick.
Big gamble.
Well, you're right because he's on a new team. Yeah.
55, Nico Heishier goes to his buddy Neil.
That's not surprising.
I mean,
coming from
that's a
LSU.
huge, yeah, that's a big comfort pick, right?
Yeah.
56, JT Miller. I was like, I don't know.
He's on Vancouver, and yeah, he's the
He
hometown
doesn't play
boy
defense,
here,
and he's not gonna put up 99 points again. And
I would have saved him for like a 5th round or something.
I would have
maybe.
saved him. Yeah. 57, Stamkos. I know he's getting older, but like it's Stammer.
That's a solid team, solid pick, and then also on a Tampa Bay.
On a very big, Tampa Bay team. 58th, Adrian Kempe, very fun pick.
Solid.
59 went JT91, John Tavares.
Surprised he didn't go a little bit sooner, but
yeah, considering it's JT. And then 60th, that's where I got KJ.
A little bit of a gamble, but I understand where you're coming from.
I got Adam with the very next pick.
Oh yeah, no shit, right? Oh my god, that's crazy. You got back to back. Oh man.
And I was just like, I want kids.
There's a couple other surprises here for me, like later on. Did you want to go through any more rounds? Right.
Just
I'll
go through honorable mentions,
couple.
I guess.
It surprised me that Artemi Panarin went
because I know we're going long.
Yeah, I know we're way over right now.
Yeah.
It surprised me that Artemi Panarin went in round 4.
Yeah.
Not a little bit sooner. Also, is incredibly bummed.
Tyler Toffoli taken where he was.
Yeah, well, yeah. That was I honestly
a lot of the big names that changed were like, really, you're taking them that late?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that
excuse me.
And then the other Hughes brother went in round 6. And that's not crazy.
Quinn
nice
going 89th in round 5, and then didn't Luke get taken in 6? Because there's 3. Remember, there's 3 now.
Yeah, I know, right?
I allowed Kyle to get his comfort pick in Gaudreau.
Yeah, that was, I mean, debatable between Bjorkstrand and Gaudreau, and I honestly think while Gaudreau is going to have great points on the Blue Jackets, Oliver has the team behind him.
I hope Ollie has a good breakout year with Seattle this year.
Didn't he do well last year too? I mean,
he did okay. Because remember, he was like bouncing between second and third line.
Yeah, but earned his paycheck, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Gaudreau going into round 6.
Who?
Gaudreau going in round 6.
Yeah, late round 6, right?
That long. That's insane.
Well, you know how it took that long is because we finished as low as we did last year.
Yes, and he was rated low. Yeah. Damn, I wish I would have picked him up.
I was thinking about it, but I wanted my chemistry. I wanted my kids, right?
Yeah,
I wanted my kid line. Tyler Bertuzzi going in round 7 was wild to me. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. We played 19 rounds of this. It took 2 hours.
Yes. Line A going round 7. Late round 7.
Late round 7, yep.
Taves in round 7. I don't know. I feel like Taves could have maybe been a little higher.
Cashed in. That's another big contract that got signed today when we're recording this. The big cash in for Devin Taves.
Yeah. And then Korpisalo going around 7 too. I'm also a little bit surprised by that.
That's a big gamble though for Corpy, because like, don't get me wrong, Ottawa fans, we know that, you know, for his sake, it's good for him in terms of getting his paycheck. It's good for him that he finally gets to be a starter. But at the same time, you got to remember he's a career 904. Right?
Yeah. There could be a slight gamble there. I mean, honestly, I think maybe part of that, was having our defense in front of him for a lot of that too.
Oh yeah. A lot of really, really fun goalies got taken late, like Ville Husso and all these guys. There's just this is what I was getting at the beginning of this. When you have a 20-team league, so much talent is still available. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry. I think it looked like Merzlikins is out right now.
Uh-oh.
With this injury?
Well, we're only in the second intermission as far as I'm looking.
Oh, we're about 2.5 minutes into the third. Sorry.
Okay. That's not great. Okay. But yeah, so fantasy, it's going to be fun this year. I'm just probably going to be going through matchups and just being like, yeah, here's where I am.
Talking a little shit here and there.
Do some shit talking. Yeah. But yeah, this was the first regular season show of the year. Of course, we ran long because like we just wanted to talk.
We're going to on our show Wednesday too. we're planning on a 2-hour show. Normally we're 1 hour. So
fair enough, man. And I want to thank you, Lance, again for stepping in while Jay's out on IR right now.
Always fun.
Yeah, plug away. Let's get out of here.
Hell yeah. Well, I always like talking with my guys over at Brew Jackets. You know, we got Kev, we got some new guys here recently too, like Owen and Hartsey and William and all them. I'm so sorry. I'm probably missing. Anyway, I'm missing one of y'all. So sorry. But yeah, check me out on Instagram. I'm at Hefty Duck. You'll see my name Lance is there too. Check us out on Instagram at Brew Jackets Pod. If you Google us, that's what you have to. You Google the podcast too. Otherwise, it comes up with some weird brewing accessory. It's a brew jacket.
Like a koozie, yeah.
No, it's like a giant koozie for like your brewery. Like you're brewing beer, like home brewing, and so it helps regulate temperature. Anyway, yeah, check us out. If you see me at a game, ask me for a hockey card. I'm gonna be back there Monday. So yeah, I'll meet you at the can.
Yeah, and obviously, like I've got both going on because we're playing the Rangers, so I got my favorite New York beanie. I had this thing for years, man. I got it on my 18th birthday.
Nice.
And then I got my little because it's third jersey night, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know if I can say this or not. I'll tell you after the show. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's fine. But yeah, you follow Lance, follow Hefty Duck and Brew Jackets and all that fun stuff, YouTube, all of that. And then follow us by Jay Ashdown, Snake Gehringer, Instagram, Twitter, JJ Jackets Pod. Use the code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings. Do all of that fun stuff. And we will see you now that Blue Jackets hockey is here and it's private. And here we go.
CBJ. Yeah.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by Jay Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.